2024 is going to be remembered as a watershed year for professional wrestling. WWE is officially McMahon-less while enjoying some of the best box office it has enjoyed in decades. WrestleMania 40 was considered by many as one of the best pay-per-views of all time, culminating in Cody Rhodes finishing the story and winning the undisputed WWE title from Roman Reigns, who enjoyed the longest title reign of the modern era. Over at AEW, we saw the emergence of Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay as main event players, while Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson held the fort down. At the same time, Toni Storm carried a really strong women's division, bolstered by the star power of Mercedes Moné. Speaking of strong women, WWE enjoyed perhaps the strongest female roster in its company's history, especially down in NXT, where we had Roxanne Perez holding down the fort as NXT Women's Champ. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair would continue to show their dominance, while Liv Morgan, Jordynne Grace, and Athena would all have career best years. We also saw two of the best feuds of all time, as we saw Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland try to kill each other, while over in WWE, CM Punk, who we didn't even think would even be back in the company, had one of the best feuds of all time with Drew McIntyre, culminating in an insane Hell in a Cell match. So what do you want to talk about, everyone? Here are my personal awards for professional wrestling in 2024. For the 2024 Match of the Year, the nominees were CM Punk vs. Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell; Cody Rhodes vs. Roman Reigns, Bloodline Rules; Bryan Danielson vs. Swerve Strickland; Gunther vs. Sami Zayn; Bryan Danielson vs. Will Ospreay vs. MJF; Rhea Ripley vs. Liv Morgan at SummerSlam; and Io Sky vs. Bayley. And the 2024 Match of the Year for me was honestly a hard choice, as we ate good for wrestling matches, but I had to give it to CM Punk vs. Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell at WWE Bad Blood, which was the culmination in the feud of the year. And these two paragons of hatred destroyed each other for our entertainment. We knew Drew McIntyre would bring the goods. He has been one of WWE's most consistent performers since the pandemic era. But the question mark going into the match was going to be CM Punk's performance, as he had not been tested much in the ring since his shocking WWE return at Survivor Series 2023. Yeah, I never should have doubted the man I claim is my personal favorite wrestler working today, as Punk and Drew conducted a symphony of violence that truly accentuated the new era we are in. I am not the kind of person that believes only blood can make a wrestling match great, but when used effectively in the right environment, Crimson can enhance the storytelling, and seeing it return in a Hell in a Cell match was welcome. This match ruled. It told the best story from bell to bell in my opinion, but honestly this year it was like choosing between your favorite child. For the 2024 pay-per-view of the year, the nominees are AEW Revolution, AEW All In, WWE WrestleMania 40, WWE SummerSlam, and WWE Royal Rumble. And unlike the last category, this wasn't even a close call for me. We got some amazing wrestling shows in 2024, but the truth of the matter is WrestleMania 40 was a watershed moment, not just for the promotion that gave us the show, but for the industry as a whole. The 40th incarnation of the granddaddy of them all was as close to a perfect two-night show as possible, with every match having a story attached to it and the big moments hitting. Rhea Ripley's entrance and win over Becky Lynch? Epic. Sami Zayn being met by KO at the entrance before his history-making IC title win against Gunther? Epic. The Rock walking through fire before he and Roman Reigns tore the house down against Seth and Cody? Epic. Bayley defeating Io Sky and solidifying her Hall of Fame career? Epic. The whole Drew, Punk, Seth, Damian Priest match and cash-in? Epic. And then we had that Bloodline Rules main event, which was basically the Avengers Endgame of professional wrestling, culminating in Cody Rhodes finishing the story, and we even got the WrestleMania 10 ending with Cody being hoisted on the shoulders of all of his friends. Not only was this the defining WWE PLE of the last 20 years, but for me personally, who predicted Cody Rhodes would be the face of WWE 10 years ago? This was vindication. The nominees for 2024 Female Wrestler of the Year are Rhea Ripley, Jordynne Grace, Toni Storm, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Athena, Julia, Stephanie Vacker, Mercedes Moné, Io Sky, and Mariah May. And my personal favorite female wrestler of the year is the current WWE Women's World Champ, the Queen of Oblivion, Liv Morgan, who came out of nowhere to become WWE's most compelling and hated female grappler. No one, myself included, could have predicted how WWE and Liv would take advantage of all of the injuries sustained between her and Rhea Ripley throughout their feud and storyline, and turned it into one of the most compelling angles of the entire year with the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, Athena, and Roxanne Perez are widely recognized as the best at what they do, but Liv Morgan, when 2024 started, I am sure no one even considered her to have any run with any major title, but once Morgan returned from her injury that was caused from Rhea Ripley, it was like she was a woman possessed, and her entire existence was to show how versatile and compelling of a character she is. And she and Dominic Mysterio collaborated to become one of WWE's and professional wrestling's most compelling power couples. Liv Morgan is the real deal. I am glad she has found her footing, and in a year that gave us some of the greatest female grapplers we have ever seen, Liv Morgan walking out as the 2024 Female Wrestler of the Year shocks me just as much as anyone else. But she fucking deserves it. And the nominees for 2024 Male Wrestler of the Year are CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Swerve Strickland, Drew McIntyre, Will Ospreay, Gunther, Jon Moxley, Joe Hendry, Bryan Danielson, Damian Priest, Zack Sabre Jr., and Roman Reigns. The Male Wrestler of the Year for me in 2024 was Drew McIntyre, and I'm not sure if it was that much of a close contest. The moment Drew injured CM Punk at the Royal Rumble, effectively taking Punk out of WrestleMania 40, should have just been a freak accident that caused an unfortunate, untimely injury. But instead, it simply awoken a demon that no one knew the Scottish psychopath had in him. From there, it was a series of insane, funny memes, scorching promos, and amazing in-ring performances that made the world stand up and notice and say, yeah, that Drew McIntyre is pretty fucking incredible. Drew was rewarded for his hard work by winning the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 40 in front of a packed audience, only to lose it in 5 minutes. And the fact that my favorite wrestler of the year sniffed a world title for not even a full 10 minutes is a testament to the next level tier of talent Drew McIntyre is. Make this man champion in 2025 and ensure he enjoys a very nice run. For Promotion of the Year in 2024, my nominees were AEW, NXT, WWE, Marigold, TNA, and Ring of Honor. And for me, 2024 was the official recoronation of WWE as the premier professional wrestling promotion on the planet. I love wrestling from all promotions, but it's like when Marvel or DC gets their shit together. When they want to create something that hits, it hits. And WWE in 2024 hit hard. From the Royal Rumble and what I believe is the best built WrestleMania of all time, to the absolute banger feud of the year between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, WWE just hit all the right notes. Final bosses, finishing the story, tribal chiefs, ring generals, revenge tours, and yeet! WWE rarely presented a subpar television product, and all their PLEs were bangers. When Michael Cole declared his love of pro wrestling at the end of WrestleMania 40, he only repeated all of our sentiments. Yeah, WWE is on fire, and all it took was a goddamn sexual scandal to make it happen. And here's a list of my full 2024 Best of Awards for professional wrestling. And those are my picks for my 2024 Best of in Professional Wrestling Year-End Awards. What did you think of my choices? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.